that we have made at our mantra, and that has helped us through the situation. I mean, because yes, we have heard of persons and the increase during this COVID time, increase in divorces, increase in domestic violence, and with us, there is no violence apart from playtime.
Exactly.
And so we most importantly, we respect each other, we love each other, and we ensure that we care for each other. So we, as I said, we communicate with everything. So amongst everything. So no matter what is happening, we go, this is happening, and we play together. So I become a part of her world, what is things she likes, and I'm a part of it. She become a part of my world, so she play games and watch anime and read manga with me. So
yeah.
Yeah, once you're good friends, best friends, and can relate on all different levels, then you're good.
It makes things easier.
Because I always say at the end of the day, when you get old and can't do anything, you must can talk and joke, right?
True.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Now, you guys have spoken about the glitz and the glams and the lovey-dovey section of the marriage, but has there been any time when you guys had a home which was very difficult, and how did you guys resolve that?
I can share. All right, Abraham's father was a thorn in my side.
Okay.
Oh wow.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time in our marriage, when we were dating and even within our marriage at times, I remember moments of feeling like, you know, I'm gonna leave this man because I can't stand the constant tension of his father trying to be a part of our marriage. And I remember at times when I wanted to just pack my bag and leave, and you know, I complained to my mother what's happening, and mom would say like, "Well, you know, pack your bag and come and stay with me." But you know, I'm thinking, but this is my husband. This is the man that God has given to me. I allow somebody who is not a part of the marriage cause me to leave this man that I love so much. So I remember going through that, and I remember because we lived at the house for some time in our marriage, for probably about 8 years.
Okay.
And I remember when I reached the last straw of it, and I broke down. And I remember my husband's sister came, and she said, "Abraham, she's your wife. She's your first responsibility. You need to leave and find somewhere to put your wife." And I remember I broke down in front of Shay, and I was telling Shay what I was going through. And she cried with me, literally cried with me. And you know, she said to Abraham, "Say your wife is the first party. You need to move your wife." And I think that was in August of 2013. And I remember we discussing everything, and you know, he said, "All right, you are my first priority." And I know I haven't shown it sometimes. So what we did, we started hunting for somewhere to rent. And I remember by the October we got somewhere, and we were so excited because we have lived with them since we've been married, and we lived with them for like 8 years of our marriage.
Long time.
Yeah, so you know, it was time to move on. And we got a nice 2-bedroom house for ourselves. And we moved, and let me tell you, when we moved, our marriage was even better than ever. We were so happy.
No external persons being involved.
Exactly. We were just so much more relaxed and comfortable in our own skin in our marriage. And I mean, our marriage improved and grew even better and stronger. And we're now here in Portmore with our own house, thank God.
Nice. Congrats.
So
Congrats.
we're grateful.
Yeah. And it's definitely ironic, because oftentimes when persons are in relationships or are even married, like family do play a role oftentimes to cause a breakup, or just to cause like any kind of rift in the marriage.
It's usually the moms, so it's kind of like surprising to hear that.
So his mom was okay. His mom never had that issue.
No, you know, usually it's the mom, the women are
with our son.
Always she not wanting to take the son off of the boob, you know.
Right.
So she always.
That was the flip side.
So Abraham, how did you deal with that situation with your father?
Well, I'm a very
passive person. Very passive.
Yeah. let's use the word passive. I am
not confrontational. Very
right.
passive.
Yeah. Somebody said that I'm a very good interloper.
Oh.
So dealing with it was you have to respect your parents, but they are your parents. But as noted, the first priority in between that is your wife.
Mm-hmm.
From my point of view, my spouse. So we have a rule. Our relationship first priority is God, then the family, then the church. And with that, you have to understand. We say that marriage is like work. You get up every morning and you work at it. And you keep on
work.
You keep on improving and you keep on learning something new. And so during our marriage, I think during that time, one of the things I have come to appreciate is your parents is not your family. You are your parents' family, but your parents is your parents. Your brother and sister is not your family, they're your siblings. Your family is your wife and the generation that comes through you and your spouse. That's your family.
So it's a new family.
Yeah, yes. So you
branch off.
Yeah, you branch off. So you as a child is your parents' family. But when you become, as the Bible says, you shall leave your mother and father and cleave unto his wife. That marriage becomes your family. Your parents, brother, say your sibling. They're not your family.
That's how you rationalize it. You never really confront the situation. You just did what was best for the situation.
And dealt with it and move on.
And
it worked out.
Yes.
And it worked out. So
So we are all good.
Yeah.
I mean, with any other situation that we have found, as we said before, how we deal with it is never go to our bed
angry
with each other, and talk about it, express your feelings about it, and so on and so on. So So let's share this part. Now, interestingly, I find that sometimes in a man's case, and this is I find with most men, when a man loves a woman, he oftenly sacrifices his own emotional needs to deal with the need of the woman.
Okay.
So she's complaining, so his lady in his life is complaining, and he also is one issue, but he has his own feelings about it, right? And oftenly, the woman is gonna be talking about how she feel about it and gone all over the place, and she can't fight it physically, so she fight it emotionally. She tell her how you do it, and she feel this way, and all over the place. So I've learned, and she'll come to appreciate it. The men have to spend the time to deal with the woman's emotions and how she feel about the situation. I also accept it's going to be a biased emotion and a biased opinion, but we have to deal with it. It's after you deal with it, and she's good at it, then you say to her, all right, this is how I look at the situation, and this is how I feel about it. You see, once you respect each other, when the woman gets over herself and you get over yourself, we can always come together and say, I understand, and we deal with it and
move on from that.
So once the ego is brushed aside.
Yes.
So my question to you, right? So with all that's going on right now, with persons in relationships going through tough times, persons breaking up or on the verge of breaking up, what is one or two advice that you actually give to persons that are in relationships or in marriages that might be going through ups and downs? Like, what is a key or two advice that you would give to persons in situations like that?
All right, I'll give one, Abraham will give the other. My advice is get over yourself. That's the biggest problem in relationships. We are too about us and we're selfish sometimes.
Exactly.
So we don't think about the other person's feelings. We're all about me. It can't work. You have to put the ego aside and come together and talk about it. Get over yourself, get over your feelings for a little bit, and find out what's happening with the other person and then talk it out. Because whether we believe it or not, self is our worst enemy at times. And that's the truth.
True.
So that's my advice. And 2, forgiveness. Forgiveness and love is so important. If I say I love you, in spite of what we're going through, I should be able to forgive you. Because that love that you have for me, you should be able to forgive me.
Next time.
That's kind of, you know.
He did say I must tell it to them, you know. He did tell them.
No, yeah, man. She good, man. She do them good. It comes back to the same thing. As we said before, the 4 C's. Christ being the foundation, commitment, compromise, communications, commitment. I've shared this with others that, you know, I'm not going to impose my beliefs from a Christian and my relationship, my deep love for the Lord on others. They may not have it. But so I would adjust, you know, Christ as the foundation, not too much, because to me that it can be no more true than that. I would say to them, the foundation between your wife or the foundation between you and your spouse must be commonality. Some common ground must be there. Some backbone must be there that neither of you are going to break, because you believe in this foundation. And this is what you're going to build your relationship on. Once that is firm, it can't be anything flip-sided, and that would change up and down, like money, or the sex life is good, or how she look. These are always up and down. Has to be some firm foundation that you both believe in and set the foundation to build upon.
Yeah.
Outside of that is, as she said, get over yourself. Because I was going to say that you have to look at your relationship, your household, as one company, one building, one company, one self. In the sense that anything you do to her is also damning to yourself. And you must look at protecting the self and protecting the development of that institution that is your marriage and your home and your family. Because if you get over your ego, you get over yourself, you recognize that there are other beautiful things. I mean, if you think about it, as one of the things that we had learned in when we were doing our counseling session was write down 10 bad things about the person, write down 10 good things about the person, and you would recognize that after you put aside the bad things, you can appreciate the good things for what they are, and you can develop on them. And it goes back to the Bible. And I will share 2 things out of the Bible that I appreciated very much that was said in the Lord's conversation. Just as how God has forgiven us, we must forgive others. I'm keeping it short so that we have a few minutes. And 2, I remember when the Pharisees and Sadducees came to Jesus and said, you know, what do you say about divorce? And he goes, divorce what? What is that? And I recognize that he did respond after and say, you know, divorce came into being because of Moses and your own ways. And there was a law that had to establish divorce under these conditions. Yeah. But I can appreciate that his first response is telling us about the God's love. There are no circumstances that should merit anyone under marriage to divorce because he got married. It's funny, you got married before the law. When you're in marriage, you go in before a marriage ceremony, you get before the law, but you divorce, you go to the courts.
Sure.
So keep that which is whole, keep that which is true, and love each other.
I enjoy you guys' story. It's very inspiring. I love the gems that you guys shared. You know, we've been doing a lot of interviews, some about trauma, some about struggles, monetary struggles, financial struggles, moving into another country. We've done that. It was really refreshing to hear one about relationships, especially now when we don't have marriages or relationships that last this long, and with young couples actually. So we want to tell you guys, thank you for coming on.
Young couples.
Latoya.
I don't know the ages, but young couples.
I'm assuming that if they started to date in 2000 and she met him at 19, she's close to 40. So yeah, we just appreciate it. We want to thank you guys so much. One thing I admire is the way that when you speak, he just
they're looking at each other like, listen to me, man.
And
That exemplifies love right there, so I
yeah,
swear.
he looks at you, you look at him attentively, and you guys just have a good communication, which is really, really good. So on that note, we want to tell you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for
Our
sharing.
pleasure.
Yes.
And more blessings for the family. Do you guys have kids, by the way?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're
All
looking
right. All right. Hopefully soon. Keep
Yes.
praying.
Yes.
All right. Thank
All
Yes.
right. Take
Thank you,
care and
guys.
all the best.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good
Bye.
one.
Welcome.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.